It's September 2nd, 2012, and you just happen to be watching
It
Mods
is
on
not
Air.
September 2nd.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty.
I could hear you groaning
Oh, yeah.
inwardly every time Sin's mentioned, you just cringing.
Welcome everyone to December 2nd's episode of 358 of Mods on Air, bringing you the weekend gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am foyleman, and also on the show today we have with us Ham. Ham is with us. Hello, Ham. How you doing?
Doing pretty great. Hello, everybody.
Awesome. All right, and he's it seems Windows 8 is working for him today. And Stryder is with us. How you doing today, Stryder?
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, we seem to all be in good spirits, which is wonderful. So before I actually begin the
Christmas shopping is done.
it's done.
I did it. We went out yesterday and got everything off the list. Absolutely
Wow.
everything.
That's
Wow.
amazing. Wow, that has got to be a good feeling. Anyway, so before this show is actually thrown out there to the masses, let me let you know that this was recorded before a live audience, which may be a part. You can listen and message about the topics as we throw those topics into the chat window, in case you give a damn. For the other links that are posted there, don't worry about them. Pretend they're not there, because if you click on them, we don't know where you'll end up. But you won't end up here. Finally, for those of you who haven't heard the show before, there may be some explicit language or adult themes. It's life. What are you going to do?
It's shit happens.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yes,
topics.
I've got to post topics, eh?
If you could, or Han can, either one. I don't know. Han might have
Ham's
issues
on Windows
with doing
8.
anything on Windows 8.
Copy and paste is not allowed with Windows 8.
No.
No.
No, it's not.
One or the other.
Christmas shopping is done. That's amazing, Stryder. I'm jealous. I've still got to think of stuff to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, perhaps this is a gift that somebody might want to get someone else. The Ouya is out there, and they hit their first milestone, and Devkits are shipping on time in December. I guess it's a little bit too late for you to sign up for a Devkit, but you can
It's never
print out a
too
little
late.
piece of paper saying, I got you an Ouya. So
Never
you
too
can be
late.
like, oh, great.
Sign up for a
Another
kit.
piece of junk to throw on my counter and
Ouch.
pretend
Ouch.
I like.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, really, what are you going to do with this? This is just a phone without a screen that you can plug into your TV, right? An
Pretty
Android-based device for playing apps.
Well,
On your TV. Yep.
you'll be able to sit it on the TV stand, and someone will say, "What's that?" And you can say, "Oh, sit down. Let me tell you this whole story."
Say, oh yeah. That's horrible.
These things are supposed to start shipping December 28th, so it's not going to make it in time for Under the Tree. But, you know, these are dev kits, and somebody can start making programs like Ham. Ham can start making
Yeah.
games
can make
for
a
this if
ham?
he's interested. You can make a ham
I'm-
game, yeah.
Yeah,
Does it make sandwiches?
I can make a game about making sandwiches.
And that's the type of game you would play on the Ouya.
Yes.
FYI.
Yeah.
Wow, you walked into that one.
Well, of the three of us, I think Ham is the only one that would have considered actually purchasing it.
Yeah. I'm still interested in it, and
He's already got it.
well,
What are you considering?
I didn't contribute anything to it, so I'm going to see what people have to say about it. But I've sort of embraced people's negativity about it, and I'm not quite sure. So now I'm not quite sure about what's going to happen with it. So we'll see. But I don't have high hopes anymore, and I don't know why.
Rather
You don't
than
know why.
Like
It-
opinion.
Because it's exactly what I just said it was. It is a small little box, probably the size of a webcam, and it contains the Android operating system, just like you would find on your phone, and it is going to run games just like you would on your phone, except it's going to be ported over to the TV, because obviously it has no screen on it. So what are you going to be able to do with that? You're going to be able to play the same games that you already play on your phone, which how many Kickstarter? We just talked about a Kickstarter like that a couple weeks ago where somebody is making a controller that with some other stuff involved. I don't know. So you can play your Android games from your phone, stream it to your TV, and play with controllers because he thinks that is the way that that people should be playing games together.
But you wouldn't
Yeah.
you're playing on a TV that doesn't have touchscreen enabled, whereas most Android devices you're playing with touchscreen enabled thing.
Yeah.
You need some sort of interface. So maybe the Ouya needs to partner with Mr. Joystick and get something
Joystick.
going.
You're thinking
Well,
about
yeah,
the
it's
right
Guy
thing, right?
making the Android joystick.
It has a
Okay.
gamepad, and somewhere on the gamepad itself, it has a touch, like a touch sensitive area for the Ouya. I'm not.
I've got a touch sensitive area.
Joysticks in touch-sensitive areas. I see where you're going.
The future of interactive entertainment.
Shit, that's been interactive entertainment for a long time already.
Very long time.
Oh, this show's just going nowhere.
Well, I think the idea behind the Ouya is that, in a sense, it's probably less powerful than the latest iPad, but it's kind of like an iPad without a screen. You plug it into the TV, and it has a dedicated controller. So now you can play these iPad quality games, which have a big range from really crappy stuff to Unreal things.
Sort of crappy stuff.
It could be wonderful just because the iPad is limited based on download size.
And I have not, and just to comment on your last comment there, Ham, I have not seen a high quality, high caliber iPad game.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
high caliber you're talking about. High quality I've seen. High caliber I have not.
Okay, so, but so you have something that's very, very pretty that is not functional.
Epic's
not
games
enjoyable.
are kind of like that.
It's not engrossing. It's not
Yeah, well,
right,
so
that's what it is.
we're dumbing down the players, and then when they get some spark, I mean, okay, so we're essentially stepping back 30 years in game development, back to the early 80s where Myst came out, and it's this visually stunning game that's impossible to play, but because it is so visually stunning compared to the 8-bit games that everybody else is playing, it's a huge hit.
Stryder,
That's
we've been
exactly what
stepping backwards ever since the second iPod Touch came out. Because that's when these games and apps became popular. That's when we started stepping backwards. It's been
But
happening nonstop, yeah.
But we're culminating to it. So what's going to happen? When are we going to hit that breaking point where Pong is going to be the next biggest thing?
Well,
Speaking of which, I just saw something in the news where somebody from another country rebuilt a Pong and has released it, and they're touting it to be a great thing because it uses virtual reality, and we're doing it. We're
Physics.
stepping backwards.
Yeah.
I'd kill for a Snake remake. I'd love to play Little Snake or Nibble or whatever it's called. You know the game. You can't run
No.
into your own tail.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Like Tron light bikes, but I know it's your
Yeah.
Dig Dug. Bubble Bobble. All the quarter eaters.
Yeah. All remade in the Cry engine.
Centipede. Tempest.
Right.
Yes. We need the high quality version of that, I know. With the physics.
The Ouya, I'm taking a wait and see approach. I don't know. We'll see. It greatly depends upon what people make and release for it. And you can't always trust the masses of people to deliver lots of good stuff.
Yep. Like this Dildozer?
Well, it's that's an iCade thing, isn't it? Or iPad
It's
Arcade.
the Namco version, yeah. So I think this actually has, yeah, this does have Dig Dug on it as well as some others. Yep.
But
So he had
masher.
it.
See, that is ultimate. That's consoles described right there. One joystick, so you don't confuse them, and one button to beat them shit out of. Really, mash that button, move that joystick.
Of all the
Sorry.
nostalgic type items that I've purchased, that one's the best because it's cheap and lets you just like play and then throw it on the shelf and not feel guilty about a damn thing.
If that joystick had Bubble Bobble on it, I would play it.
I don't think it has Defender. Defender would have been good. Bubble Bobble, I wasn't big on that one. Might have
spent
Joust. Wonder if it has Joust on there now. That was Atari. Anyway, I digress.
Don't die.
Moving on, we have Origin. Origin is talking about how they're putting together some sort of special sales event for those of you in Europe, right? Isn't it just European countries
Yep.
that are
I
getting
saw-
this Advent calendar highlights from December 5th to December 12th, where you can get special, or no, December 12th, December 22nd.
Whoopity doo.
Mhm.
It's still EA Origin.
It is. And they happen to know people like us in the U.S. are not going to stand for it. So they're like, all right, okay, people.
it,
I did, however, and I don't know if it's still on. Speaking of Christmas sales, the Humble Bundle.
oh, the
Over on
The
THQ.
Humble
Steam.
Bundle is out. Sorry,
Over on Steam, right?
is
No.
it the THQ Humble Bundle? It's got I think 6 or 8 THQ games, Company of Heroes, a couple of Company Heroes games.
THQ.
It's like that. Yeah, there's that going against it. However, okay, yeah, so $15 for the THQ bundle. You get either 5 or 6 games, and so far that the generosity, well, the caliber of the games and the generosity of the people that are giving them are giving up their opening their wallets for this Humble Bundle. They raised something like over $2 million in the first 24 hours. So
Oh, okay. Who's selling this thing, though? Is it THQ that's selling it on their site, or is it being sold somewhere else?
It's like
it was on
humblebundle.com.
humblebundle.com or something like that.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people were commenting that since THQ is in some pretty dire straits financially, is this what it's come to? That they're pretty much turning to in the indie development scene to save them.
Are they turning anywhere, or are they just turning to the courts and saying goodbye? I don't know.
Well, we'll see soon. But the Humble Bundle started as the Indie Humble Bundle, and
Yes.
Yes,
occasionally,
right.
occasionally they've done theme ones like for a certain developer, the Frozen Byte Indie Humble Bundle. The guys who make like Trine and stuff. So they've kind of done some theme ones before, but nothing ever for a major publisher like THQ. And which
Well, why-
because it,
Go on.
I was just gonna say it goes against the idea of indie, like indie bundles.
Right.
And but it's like has THQ kind of said, look, man, we're $50 million in debt. We have no way to get out of this. We don't have any games coming out soon, and we need to get as much money as we can as quickly as possible.
Well, watch out for THQ. Like Ham. Ham could be considered an indie developer who wants to get something out. So he says, I have this great idea. Hey, THQ, check out what I have. Great. We'll publish you, and we promise to give you this much money, and we own your IP. And then they go under. Ham gets nothing. He loses his game. Everything is lost.
Yeah.
That could be the
What's,
outcome of this.
But what's the difference between that or a company throwing a ton of money at the buying an indie bundle? You know, you get the opposite side of the coin would be somebody like Activision saying, "All right, I'm going to buy your 6 games and it's on this Humble Bundle, and I'm going to pay you $8,000 or $10,000." Isn't it just a write-off for whoever's donating to it when it comes to that? But what does that money go to? I thought it was going to charity, not necessarily to developers.
He used to. I don't know where it's going now. Yeah.
You can still split it up with this indie Humble Bundle thing. You can and even with the THQ, you can split it up between THQ or a charity. Although some people argue that giving it to THQ is just like giving it to a charity at this point. But yeah, they've got like 5 or 6 games. No, this is 7 actually. If you pay above a certain amount, you can get 7 games plus some soundtracks and stuff. And they're all quality games. These are all games that started out as $50 or $60, and you can pay whatever you want. And
Like a buck for Company of Heroes.
yeah,
How many of you have actually enjoyed these soundtracks? I mean, the last time I actually enjoyed one was Call of Duty 1.
I
I think
can't
I've
say.
just lost interest after that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay extra for it. But yeah, we're looking at games like Saints Row the Third, Darksiders, Metro 2033, Red Faction, Armageddon, Company Heroes Opposing Fronts, Company Heroes Tales of Valor, 5 soundtracks, blah 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 blah. So
Yeah. But Origin, I don't respect them as a game store. Can't really say I respect EA as a company too much. Occasionally they may have something I'm interested in, but for the most part, I can pass them up. And I know the sale is European only, but I don't know. Maybe they'll have some really great deals for Europe, but I'm just not interested.
can we see what those are? I mean, it's the first day of Christmas then, right? First day of the Advent calendar. Can we see what the deals are? 50% up to 50% off selected Battlefield 3 titles.
That's all I see. Yeah. For now. Select titles. All the old
Select
ones. Like the free one.
pre-order Crisis 3. Yeah, you know. No.
I don't know.
All right. Well, something for you guys to look at if you're interested in finding something in Europe. Anyways. All right. Mods. There's some mods going on out there. Crytek has approved this mod for Timesplitters, Timesplitters 4. They've approved the idea of putting together, of people out there putting together a team and creating a mod for this. Now, Timesplitters happens to be a series of games that was very popular for the PlayStation 2. Here's a screenshot of some of them. Timesplitters, Timesplitters 2, Timesplitters. Well, it's not 3. It's a subtitled one. Yeah, 2.5. So they want. So there was some sort of petition going on over at Facebook and all this other information, and people wanted this next in the Timesplitters series. First of all, they wanted all the originals remastered so they can play them again, and then they wanted another additional Timesplitters game put out. Now I don't know if this was who originally put this together and what this has to do with Crytek. I have to assume that Crytek actually owns the IP for it, because that's the engine that they want to use. They want to use a CryEngine to make this game, and Crytek has said you can go ahead and use a CryEngine to make a mod if you want, just not an actual game where you go out there and make money. So now the Facebook page is saying, all right, let's see if we can get together some modders. Let's see if we can find some people who are interested in helping us build this game. I don't know the Timesplitters series myself.
Timesplitters is a first-person shooter developed by Free Radical Design, now known as Crytek UK.
Yeah, okay. So
published by Eidos.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say that Crytek wasn't around when the first Timesplitters came out.
No,
but
exactly.
Well,
Crytek says that they tried getting a deal for something like this through publishers, and none of the publishers that they pitched it to wanted to do it. All the publishers thought it was not worth it, which is why they didn't go ahead and make this game. And so now they're stuck with, all right, maybe we can let the community do it, which is actually very nice. A lot of these companies, EA, Rockstar, Sony, a really, really bad one there, that would turn around and say, no, screw you, you can't touch our game, and here's your cease and desist for even thinking of it.
What was the prime example? The prime example of that was Stargate.
Ah, yeah.
Wait, Stargate was...
Oh, that was Time Warner, though.
I don't know who Stargate was, because we had Joe Wood, who tried to make the first Stargate game, and then that crashed and burned, and then nobody could pick it up. But who owns the rights to it? And then there was Cyan Mountain, who tried to make the next one, and that one turned into a whole...
there was a cease and desist mod because it was too...
Right.
It was actually good.
I think it was some sort of movie company that was throwing out those...
Yeah, Time Warner is what I thought. But
I think so.
Yeah. Which, by the way, some of those mods out there were looking good, and I played some of the mods, and they were fun. And I would have liked to see where they went, but no, unfortunately, didn't happen.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to get too late for them to try and put something together since it's been off the TV for so long.
Right.
I don't think they can pitch an idea to a publisher. Go on, Ham.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say I had only played I think like a demo of the original Timesplitters, and at the time it was pretty impressive. They went for more of a stylized, illustrated, cartoony Pixar-ish look. and it worked well. It felt lighthearted but kind of action packed based on what I played. So I can understand that there's a big following with the series.
What did you play it on?
It was a PlayStation
2?
PlayStation 2, yeah.
Okay.
And it seemed pretty good. I didn't have any idea what was going on in the demo or anything, but it seemed nice enough. And I'd like to see what dedicated people can do with the property.
Dedicated, yeah, that's a interesting word to use in the modding community. Just because so many people are really interested in helping and doing stuff, and then
and then that's it.
Most of the people that are in the modding community, to qualify your statement, but also to explain it, they've got real jobs.
Yes.
They've got life outside of this. This is like a passion, and it's something that they do in their own time. Yourself, myself, Ham included. We've all got other work that pays the bills, and this is just something else that we do.
You're talking about a game that takes a couple years to make, and probably a team of 6 or more people can do it in 2 years. So try and do that part-time.
Yeah.
Which is going to take more than 6 years.
You might end up with another Black Mesa source.
Yeah. Half-Life 3.
But you take the other end of the spectrum, where here we have Crytek, supporting the modding community in some way, saying yes, let's go ahead and do what you need to do, and we support you. To Sony, which is something I was bringing up, who said when it comes to PlanetSide 2, which is a game that they're just about to release, I don't think it's fully released yet. It's out. Huh? It's out in beta, I thought.
Oh. Well,
I don't know. Maybe
it could be beta. It feels like one.
They're saying if you dare mod it, be prepared to get banned from ever playing the game. They don't want anybody to make any changes to the game itself because they think that it's going to cause cheating, and that's what they think is synonymous with making mods, cheating.
That's the problem, because modding in a consoler's mind is cheating. Right. It's hacking, whereas modding to a PC player is creating new assets, changing game types, creating the content that console players love and lap up. But
isn't PlanetSide 2 a PC game only?
That I
PC
don't
game only.
Yeah.
But the mentality of it
is
there. It's the mentality bleeding through. And they have to justify the fact of not, even Call of Duty. I don't buy this crap of it's too complicated. The mod tools are too complicated. The mod tools have not changed because the engine has not changed. The way you guys, the maps are the fucking same. It's new skins, new voices. That's it. There's nothing different about that game. So it's not too difficult to mod. And it's not too difficult for you to release the mod tools. What it does is it cuts into your revenue stream of your DLC, because you all of a sudden equated DLC with the cash income. And rather than putting stuff in the game that should have been there from day one, you're going to say, oh, now we can charge you for this premium content in the form of DLC. Whereas if we gave you mod tools to do it yourself, you wouldn't buy it, because the shit that we're releasing is actually crap, and we all know it's crap. But if we don't allow you to make your own stuff, then you're stuck with our crap. Yeah. And that's my biggest beef with the lack of mod tools from just about every game. This one's included. PlanetSide 2, I had no plans to play it, but using it as an excuse and saying it's going to create cheating, then your game is pretty fucking feeble.
Well, PlanetSide 2 is, the original one was, I guess, in a sense, considered an MMO FPS, and this one is the same way, but instead of costing money, it's free to download, free to play, but they sell things. There's an item shop, and I think right now, I'm not sure of everything they're selling, but I know they're selling these little boost packs so that basically you can get experience faster and unlock certain weapons and things faster. I don't know if they're selling guns or vehicles or anything like that specifically. I mean, if you make mods, I'm like you said, I'm sure they're the only way they're looking at it is something cutting into the revenue stream or cheating. That's probably how they're approaching it. The game itself seems okay from what I've played so far.
With this horrible outlook on whether or not you can make mods and what kind of tools are available, because of the way that these developers are saying no more of this, we're starting to see a split. And we're starting to see more and more tools available to the community to start making their own games.
Yeah.
So we're starting to not need mods anymore. We can just make the entire game ourselves.
But essentially, that's the community saying, you know what? We're not going to put up with your shit anymore. We're going to make our own stuff. And we're not going to buy your $80 game. We're not going to spend $180 on your game that's actually worth $10, but we're not going to spend $180 on it because you're packaging it with some sparkly candy that flies. Yeah, fuck you. Essentially, gamers are starting to say, fuck you. We're going to build our own shit because our shit is fun, your shit isn't.
What's kind of odd is that the independent development studios, the real small time groups, are the ones who are saying, "Look, on the day one release, we're gonna have mod tools." Recoil, those are the guys are saying we're gonna have mod tools the day the game releases. Tripwire has, I think they've released mod tools for all the games they've put out so far, which I think is like 3, but still, all the games they've had so far have mod tools. And I'm sure there's some other ones I can't think of necessarily right now, but the indies have mod tools, but the big studios are not including them anymore.
Far Cry? Did you mention Far Cry 3?
Far Cry. Yeah, you're right. Far Cry. Well, Far Cry is a map editor, not necessarily a mod.
And even then, it's a drag and drop map editor. It's a Halo-esque style map editor where you get your box and you get to drag stuff into it and put it wherever you want it. You're not creating it from scratch.
No, right.
Hi, this is Mark Thompson, level design director on Far Cry 3. Here to talk about
I still
the Far Cry 3
keep getting it
in-game map
confused
editor
when I
that will
see
let
the
you
Far
create,
Cry
share,
versus
and download new content for free.
Crisis, because they started out as the same engine.
The Far Cry 3 map editor introduces a brand new way to create your own world to play in.
So
Not
here
only
you're
will you
drawing
be
on
able
the
to randomly
environment.
generate a great variety of different worlds, but you'll be able to really make the map your own by adding
Drawing on the
beautiful
environment. What I mean by that is you're able to adjust the terrain a little bit. You're able to throw down objects such as trees and bush, water. Well, actually I don't think you throw down water. What you do is you dig into where the water level is. The water is a certain height.
You'll be able to choose from up to 2,000 items from a variety of themes, such as tribal, World War II, mines, Chinese tombs, and many more. Top it all off by choosing the weather and the time of day. Once you're done, publish your map for the community to play and rate it. Try, test, modify, and improve it in order to reach the gold tier status and see your creation appear alongside official Ubisoft content. This will ultimately be giving you, the players, an infinite source of content to play in.
See, as an indie developer, this is a great learning tool.
Single-player sandbox mode.
If you want to come out there and you want to become this great level designer, this is probably the best way you can do it, because what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself into making these maps and letting the community decide whether or not they like it or not, and perhaps telling you why. You're going to be able to push out these maps a couple a week, and really get feedback.
That's the problem. So then you end up with a community flooded with the same box. I mean, there's. And I might sound like an ass here. I always do, but I might sound like a little bit harsh. Being in the Call of Duty modding community as long as we have, we've seen it go through the huge rise, and then the sudden drop off. There's still people that are actually mapping and modding for the older games, but nothing current for obvious reasons. Everybody wants to get into mapping. They want to make this perfect map or this gigantic project as a starter project, and they've never made one. Never made a project, never did any mapping before. And what you end up with is a very subpar map. But, by the same token, you mapped it, you should be proud of it. You should be proud of it. Mm-hmm. Is it something that I would say release to the community and let them judge you on? Probably not. I would say play it, learn from it, get some feedback from other people, that you can and take that as creative criticism. But don't release it, because all you're going to do is get a bunch of haters saying, "Oh, it's another box map. Oh, it's another jump map. Oh, it's another." There's levels of mappers, and your first map is not going to be as great as your second map, as your third map, as your fourth map, because you should be continuing to grow and experience.
Should be
different things and different techniques of doing things and visualizing it. So you're going to grow as a mapper. You're going to grow as a modder. But I don't think that flooding a community with maps because you can pump them out 2 and 3 a day with a drag and drop is necessarily smart. That's like Steam's Greenlight.
Yeah, it is. No, it is.
It just doesn't make sense to do it.
Oh,
You're gonna.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, that goes right in, like what Steam Greenlight's doing. We keep wondering, what is Steam Greenlight for? Is it to promote the idea of these games that should be looked at by the community and seen by all, or is it these games that are being sold to the community and the community is buying in on it? For example, we have this one game called Free Bridge Constructor. It is what it sounds like. You get to build bridges
For free.
So what they're doing is they're trying to get on the Steam Greenlight, and they want to be voted up and promoted on Steam Greenlight. So what they're doing is they're saying, all right, guess what? Here it is for free. Here's what we have right now. Enjoy it for free. Just rate us highly on Greenlight. Doesn't matter whether or not it's good. They're buying their love.
But they're all doing that. It's all a hype wagon, and that's what I don't quite get. What is the hype getting you? Because even if you get up to that top 10 status, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to greenlight your project.
Right.
You can be in the top 10 status without a game that's anywhere near release. It's just a concept, and you're in the top 10 status. It makes zero sense.
Well, that's the thing. It's supposed to be that, in a sense, it's almost no different from just submitting your game directly to Steam. The only difference is that people in the community say, "Hey, I'd like to play this game," and they sort of vote it up, and then Steam takes notice to say, "Hey, maybe we should consider putting that in the store." It's none of it's a guarantee. Even if the game got voted up like just massively in relation to everything else, if the folks over at Steam are like, that's not, we don't want that on our store, it's just not going to get onto Steam. It's all about sort of just letting them know, hey, this is something you should probably look into, because some people say they're going to buy it if it's on the store. And that's kind of what Greenlight is. You pay $100 for that privilege, but it's kind of silly to me. They've also separated some things out recently, where now you can separate a game that's up for voting versus a game that's just a concept. Now there's like a separate tab for concepts. So I don't know.
It still makes no sense. Which, this one, or
yes, this one.
I'm a little bit entranced by it, honestly. Well, it's simple geometry. You know what? I see this game being good for like a grade 7 science class that's learning about geometry and strength and structures.
Right. Yeah. Maybe one day they'll be making cranes.
Easy now. Cut into my revenue stream. Have a little word with people. All right, let's move on.
That one's gonna collapse.
Okay, is it gonna?
It's
gonna go. It's gonna go.
Cars aren't even on it yet. It's gonna go.
Catastrophe. Bam! The horror.
Yeah.
You killed those horrible people, or
they were horrible. Horrible. Killed them. I don't think. We don't know if they were horrible people.
Still not a strong structure. Should build it up higher than that. Oh, look at it buckling. Oh, they got jumps they got to go over now because of the buckling. Don't be happy about that.
Thank you for not killing us this time. Okay.
It does. That seems like an iPhone game waiting to happen
It does. That's what I'm thinking, right? All right.
for free.
Okay, so now EA is out there, or DICE, I'm sorry. DICE is out there trying to promote some stuff themselves. They are, didn't they just release some more, like, pay us all your money and we'll let you have access to certain maps system, their Elite system or something like that? So I think if you're part of Elite, you got your hands on some new maps, right?
I don't pay attention to EA.
And, yeah, no. But anyways, aside from that, what they've been doing is they're doing their normal thing. They're throwing some Easter eggs in, and in this case, it looks like there's an Easter egg in there for Mirror's Edge 2, which is something that we talked about last week, how there is talk of how the game is being made over there, over at DICE. Now, here's the Easter egg in this case. Let's see, I think I got to go 1 minute in. Right there, okay. So he flew a helicopter in on top of a building, and he runs to the corner.
I'm going to do some gameplay of that. Anyways, if you listen closely, you can hear Faith breathing. Listen close. I'll let you listen.
It was one breath.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of creepy. He's like inside her. He's ghost raping.
But it's definitely her shoes. You can tell because it has a toe cut out on it.
But anyways, as you heard,
Okay.
this is making me wonder, is there going to be a Mirror's Edge 2, or is that...
Yeah, we don't need his
You
opinion.
really think that? Cuckoo.
Well, all this confirms is that Mirror's Edge 2 is going to take place in the Middle East.
All right. Well, I
Oh,
wanted to bring
he's
that
from Colorado.
During
He
Battlefield
might be a
3.
little further south than Colorado.
All right, moving over to something else. GTA 5 is still trying to do their push, and one of their new pushes is come over to us and buy our game, and we'll give you a T-shirt that will make you think we're trying to convert you into some sort of odd religious type person here. I've never heard of Kiflam, so I'm sorry if that's offensive to you.
Who?
The 12 tenets of Kiflam goes on, and this is what the shirt is going to be about.
Oh.
The shirt's going to have a picture of this Kiflam face, and on the back it's going to be written, the tract is not yet written. It's going to say.
My guess is
Probably
Keflon.
piss off the Mormons in your...
It has something to do with an integral part of GTA 5.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so, I don't know. Not big on that whole idea of promoting some fake cult religion.
False idol?
But you know what? If you are, this is where you go. Just pre-order over at GTA 5.
Has there been any new announcements last week about the PC version, if it's going to be,
No.
if it's confirmed?
No, it is not. There's a petition out there. They're trying to get people, but you know what petitions are. Internet petitions, you know how good they are. So yeah, they're trying to get the developer to say yes. I think they got like 40,000 people or 20,000 people signed up, which is not very much. Because we all know we have no, or most of us know, not all of us, that we have no influence over Rockstar. Rockstar's going to do whatever they want, regardless of what we say.
Yeah.
And realistically, online petitions don't do shit at all. Period. They have no validity.
And that's the truth.
But in a couple days, let's see, the 6th, so like 4 days from now, which is a Thursday, we are getting our Grand Theft Auto Vice City 10th anniversary version on your iPad and iPhone.
Sweet.
I don't know. You know, depending on the price point, is depending on whether or not I will pick this up. Because I really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But I don't see myself playing all the way through it all over again. But I do see myself playing it some. Now, if they try and sell this thing to me for $20 or more, forget it. Actually, I'm gonna second guess $10. But if it's like $6, $7, I think I'd pick it up.
I,
99 cents. $1.99.
At
$1.99
most.
tops.
No, we're talking about Dice, right? Rockstar. Sorry, we're talking about Rockstar, and they don't understand. They don't underprice anything.
They'll put it out for $1.99, cheaper than the price of hot coffee. Aha!
Aha! Yeah.
Haha! Ho ho!
Send someone down and cut ourselves a nice slice.
And no, they didn't update any of the graphics really. I mean, this is one of the greatest Rockstar games that was put out. They've got some really good actors in here who actually feel like they're playing the part. Ray Liotta in here. So they had a real storyline that wasn't ridiculous. You could follow it along. And it was innovative.
That was my money, Tommy! Why'd you get in this business, you prick? For the pussy, that's why. Yeah.
One day, I'm gonna save your ass.
And it was purposely done as a period piece. This wasn't done in the 80s, it was done as a period piece.
yeah.
December 6th.
Vice should just, or not Vice, but Rockstar should just start making trailers for everything. Even if it's not their games, just make a trailer for it.
Even if it's not their games, okay.
Coming this fall, Call of Duty again. Who cares?
We got another game out there now, heading over to Kickstarter. Kung Fu Superstar. Let's see, do I have a picture for that? Yeah, Kung Fu Superstar.
Got a soundtrack for it.
Is that what it is? Yeah, well,
Everybody
they're
was
saying,
kung fu fighting.
I find that I find this article kind of interesting because they're out there saying, you know, we're trying to make this real kung fu type fighting game. I think we showed some video and talked about it once a while back. And the idea is that you're going to be able to actually do some moves in front of a Kinect or something like that, and it's going to follow. So you're going to kind of learn kung fu as you play the game. However,
the best part is you're going to talk, or while you're watching it, the guy is going to talk, but his words aren't going to match his mouth.
But what they're finding out is that people don't want to play a game where you have to use the Kinect.
No,
yeah. There's a hatred to motion controls, says the creator. Not just a dislike, but a hatred.
But okay, now let me break this down for you. The Kinect, Xbox 360, fat 14-year-old kid sitting on the couch, so full of Doritos and Mountain Dew that they can't move. They're going to lose at this game.
Games, movies, and martial arts are three of my favorite things. So as a game developer, I always wanted to create a game.
I don't know.
It's not a hatred of moving. It's the fact they're fat and can't move.
And together with a few
It's an inability. Yes, go on.
Well, it's just, this is almost like those dance games for the Kinect and all those motion control type things. It's like they have actual, like, professional dancers advertise it, and then there's you. Like, and you look ridiculous when you're doing everything.
Here's you. You're not a professional dancer. You suck.
Yeah, exactly. So I can only imagine people.
You walk by those arcades and those Asian kids are playing it. They're kicking ass.
They are, but I mean, really, Dance Dance Revolution. If you look at it, it's like you're stomping. You're stomping in 4 different directions. It's kind of weird. Not really dancing.
Dancing like a white guy. I should know. I'm a white guy. I can't dance.
I see. When this game comes out, I see a lot of new Star Wars kid videos happening.
I see a whole list, like a whole list of YouTube videos of people breaking their televisions, lamps, legs, arms.
I see a list of kids going to school saying, I know karate and I'm going to kick your butt. And they find out they don't know karate.
Yeah, laying there bleeding, going, Dragon spell, Dragon spell, Dragon spell.
super fun martial arts playing.
Ah, why am I bleeding? Yeah, heal spell.
Since the game will be teaching you real martial arts, the better the fighting Danny becomes, the better the martial artist will become.
And the other thing is that you can't. I mean, this is sort of the equivalent of teaching people to play the guitar by playing Rock Band. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you're right.
Rock Band unplugged.
Yeah. So you can't expect people to learn kung fu or any sort of martial arts. If you really are interested, you need to go to a dojo and sign up for classes. Because kicking and punching through the air and not actually connecting with anything and anybody, except accidentally, like with a wall and TV, it's not going to teach you anything.
Other than fuck, those TVs are expensive.
So I'm sorry if I just seem very doubtful of how this game is going to end up turning out. It looks nice for what it is, but I can't imagine having fun with it. And maybe that's just a failure of my imagination, but I don't think so.
And this can't even be a bar game, can it? Because this is just going to start.
It can't be a bar game. It's play it today on the urinal controller. Oh my.
It almost seems like all these Kinect games, each one that's sort of getting a big PR campaign is targeted at people who do not have a Kinect. And it's like, this game is the reason you should go out and get a Kinect. Because anybody who already has one, it's like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not buying anything to do with the Kinect. Because it's horrible. And that's exactly how I feel. My little Xbox game.
You know what? I think Kinect is great for what Foil uses it for, which is motion capture.
Yes, it's great for that.
Create your own video games. And that's where it should end.
I gotta point that out. We already talked about how this game is going to be destructive to your entire household and anyone around them. Okay, where is it? Where is that scene? Okay, here it comes, I think. Do you see the picture I'm seeing here? Right down there in the lower right-hand corner?
Oh, no!
That's the Oculus.
Oh, no!
What is
they
that?
want you to... The Oculus. The Rift.
The Oculus
They want
Rift.
you to put this thing over your face so you can't see anything around you while you're punching and kicking the air.
Awesome. I still think that Oculus Rift is going to have to come with a like a ceiling tether, so you're pinned to the center of your room.
That is a horrible, horrible idea. They want you standing up, flailing your limbs in a room.
Blind.
Oh my goodness.
That, you know what? Somebody out there is thinking, now we have to add the ability for the Kinect to videotape everything that these fucking morons are going to do, because it's gonna be hilarious.
I think that ability's already there. We just
Well, didn't Microsoft just patent something like that where they can use the Kinect to count the number of people that are in your room. So if you rent a movie, basically, so if you rent a movie for 2 people to watch and there's 3 people in the room, it'll shut the movie off and ask you to pay more.
Wow, wouldn't that be frustrating?
Wow. Just invading your home and your privacy.
Yep. Wow.
I can't believe they're throwing the Oculus Rift on there, though. That's awesome. That is completely awesome.
Yep.
You know what? Recommend that they play it on rooftops.
So you can really feel the atmosphere.
Yes.
This next one requires a chair. Please stand on the chair.
That, you know what? Thank you, Microsoft. You're bringing natural selection back.
Yep. Yes. Oh, yeah.
About time they did something, right? Windows 8 and natural selection, hand in hand.
Well, the Oculus is bringing about some stuff that we're kind of expecting to see out of Kickstarter, except it's starting to become more and more real, and that's these delayed releases. You're going to see a lot of that. Oculus wants you to know that they are going to that you're no longer going to be getting that dev kit that you were hoping for in December. Instead, you're going to be getting it in March. You know, I don't have a big problem with that, but I'm just pointing out we are talking about Kickstarter, who says, "Yeah, give us all your money and give us whatever you can, and we'll deliver." Maybe
this dev kit though, and I've got a serious problem with this because this dev kit consists of a build-it-yourself rig complete with black duct tape. What the fuck are they waiting for? Seriously, that is what they said it is. I read up on that. But like when you said, "Oh, I bought into this," it's like, okay, well, I should take a look at it. And it comes with the build-it-yourself Oculus prototype, including duct tape. And
yeah,
it
that's
said
right,
that right in.
It did say that. You're right.
Maybe there's a big run on black duct tape, and the next shipment's not due in until March. But
that's a good point. Morphus has a good one. I think that could be coming next on Kickstarter. That could be next.
I don't know.
Listen, we only need a few dollars more. We were so close. Can everybody that donate just a little more?
We're almost there,
more
guys.
Stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Yeah. Reorder today, and you get this fancy Oculus headband that holds your duct-taped cardboard box to your face. It's Oculus branded, so everybody will know you paid like a fool. Just a few minutes of your wallet is all we ask. Pennies a day. You sound like that old guy on the commercials for the starving kids in Africa.
Okay.
That guy. Hello.
Well, another piece of hardware news that I came across, which I don't know what to think of this just yet, because maybe it's just interesting media speculation. But there's word, I think it's still rumor right now, that that Intel is creating a motherboard and processor combination where the processor is going to be soldered on the motherboard, and that is going to be the next generation CPU that they're releasing. Which means
what's the benefit?
You're not going to be able to be building your own PC as easily, you know, because it's going to be soldered on a motherboard. You have to buy their motherboard. You have to buy their chip because they're soldered together. Well, I don't know what the benefit is.
You know, I can say I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. You've got too many problems right now where you've got motherboards that will fit the chipset, but the chipset is not compatible with the motherboard, or vice versa. So this is their way of saying, you know what, we're going to mount these chipsets onto the Mobos that are actually compatible with it. You'll probably still be able to buy, you'd probably still be able to buy your Asus motherboard, the 5870 whatever, with either a Core i7, 356, 256, whatever you want to stick on it. It just really depends, I guess, on what price point you want to put it at. But I don't see them saying we're going to get rid of it all.
Well, that's the news, though. That's the rumor. The rumor is that when you buy your next generation processor, you're gonna have to buy a motherboard along with it, because that's the only way you're gonna get the processor.
This could very well be Intel trying to secure their place in the market. They want to make sure that you buy what they're selling and not something else.
Yeah, but I mean, Intel and AMD, they're always going to be head to head. I can't see Intel saying that, you know what, you have to buy this motherboard and it's the only one that's going to be available. With our, whatever they're going to put out next. What's going to follow the i7 will be the i12, i14, the whatever.
Well, I read about three different articles all about the same subject, and some mentioned some pieces of information, others didn't. And one article basically said, like, this is it. After this next generation in 2013, in 2014 they're going to introduce these integrated, embedded CPUs into motherboard. And another article said that, well, they may not produce the motherboards themselves. They may still kind of sort of say, okay, Asus and EVGA and MSI, you all can produce your own motherboards, but
the chipset has to be hardwired on.
Right, it's got to be there.
And again,
that would be okay.
I don't see the problem with that. In fact, I think that's actually better for two reasons. One, you're going to get guaranteed compatibility.
True.
And you're going to end up with you should end up with a faster data transfer because you're not transferring through pins. Mm-hmm. It's a soldered connection.
True. The only thing, though, is that let's say you want to upgrade your processor because there's a new one that comes out. And it's like, oh, I've got some money. I want to get a better processor. Well, now you got to buy a new motherboard.
Most of the time when that happens, that's the issue anyways.
True.
You want to upgrade your processor. That means your motherboard is upgraded and the interface is upgraded. It's not compatible with your existing motherboard anyways.
Right.
That's a good point.
They're just.
As long as you're letting the other manufacturers also do the same thing, then we're okay. Because otherwise, we're stuck with a motherboard that only takes these video cards, that only takes this memory, and that's it. You can't move on from there.
Now, no, go ahead.
Oh well, the other motherboard manufacturers will allow us to do that if they are offered the opportunity to solder their chipset on as well.
Now, here's the thing. There's a third article, and the third article said that the reason they're moving this way is because there's a lot of demand for tablets and very thin profile laptops. But for desktop and high-end enthusiasts, that they would probably still have an option for separated motherboards and processors. That would be an option, but that was still unconfirmed.
Okay.
And that was the only article I read that's even offered that idea.
As long as what they're selling us is not just a tablet motherboard. That's why it's soldered on. I don't want that. Although it'll give you a reason to have Windows 8.
The same great processing power that's running your Xbox 720.
Now available to you, and it's a dedicated piece of hardware.
Your iPad 3. Your Samsung Galaxy phone. Too soon?
Yeah, Morphus, we don't know. But really what the CAD programs require is lots and lots of memory rather than lots and processing power. The processing power, you want lots and lots of cores. You want lots and lots of cores if you want to render out those drawings.
Yeah.
So it's,
depends what you're drawing.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay.
So we'll see what the future holds, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I do understand the concern that people are like, well, hey, this might help kill or start to kill the dedicated do-it-yourself PC builders, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess it depends upon what route they take. If they say we're going to produce the motherboards and the processors, and no other motherboard manufacturer can do it, I think that's a problem because by limiting the choice.
Creating a monopoly.
Yeah,
and that's why it might not be allowed anyways. In the U.S., there's rules against that.
The other thing is that maybe they're just making it simpler so that more people migrate from consoles to PC. Because now it is just plug and play, right? Just plug the cartridge in. I don't have to think about putting the chipset in there. I'm not that, it's the big flat thingy. I screw that onto the back pan and away I go. I don't have to worry about putting a chip in there. That's difficult.
I just hope if they do go like a really shitty route with it, that AMD is still around to say, hey, we still got your back, everybody. Just start buying our stuff again.
God help us if we have to let AMD have our back. They have let me down so many times.
It's true, they have. Me as well.
AMD has its place, and it's not in the industry.
You know what? AMD is fantastic. They've got so many developmental brain farts. You can't explain it. I mean, their product actually, their processors are faster than Intel's. They've got a heat issue, but it's everything that they do to support that, or not support that, I guess is a better way to put it, that makes it horrible. They're AMD is the owner of ATI, which is why I switched from ATI to the Green Machine, because the drivers that they were putting out were fucking garbage.
Yeah.
You had to have a driver to run this game, but that driver would not. It would break the fact that you could run this game that it ran fine for 10 years, but it broke it. Oh, well, you want to go that? You'll have to roll it back, which means you have to uninstall your drivers, put your other one back. Oh, I want to play that other game now. Oh, now you got to uninstall that driver and put that one back on. Fuck that! Fix your fucking drivers.
I gave up on it. I gave AMD maybe two chances with 2 generations of video cards, and I think it was probably last year, sometime early last year. There were about 3 high-profile games, and it was like Brink, Witcher 2, and something else. And I tried to play all of them, and all of them would cause the video driver to crash. And I gave up. I couldn't do it. As much as I wanted to support sort of the underdogs, it was too much. I bought these games. I wanted to play them, and I can't because the video driver keeps crashing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Case in point, even more recently, Rage.
Oh yeah.
I had no end of problems with Battlefield 3. And in fact, that was the case. I could run Battlefield 3 with one set of drivers, Rage with a different set of drivers. I could not have both of those drivers installed at the same time. What game am I going to play today? And in order to uninstall ATI, you have to boot your system in safe mode, remove the drivers, then uninstall them, then reboot it back up in normal mode, clean your system, then you can then install your next set of drivers. Rinse and repeat if you're doing it for the other game. Not smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had no problems with NVIDIA.
Yeah.
I've had a couple,
Knock
but
on
I think
wood.
it's operating system related.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have anything else you want to bring up? We hit our hour.
No, I'm done my Christmas shopping. Ho, ho, ho.
Feel that in our face. I gotta figure out what to buy.
Ham has to start yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna start. I still got some time.
No, I'm not talking about Steam sales. Ever. My wallet still hurts from the last one.
Yeah.
I think I made out pretty good with the last Steam sale. This just most recent one. I spent maybe about $20 at most, and I'm pretty happy with everything I got. So I feel pretty good.
I'm not upset with what I bought. It's just, why do I buy games that I'm not going to play?
Right.
And I've got a lot of them now.
It's an impulse. Yeah.
Well, it was like, okay, well, I'm saving 90%. I am saving 90% by buying the entire catalog from this company.
Yeah.
Might I play this game sometime in the future? Probably not, but there is a chance.
Yes, but look how much I saved.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what? I probably got $20,000 worth of games for. No, not that much, because there's not that much worth of. I probably got $2,000 worth of games for $300.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, you're practically throwing money away by not getting these sales.
Exactly, that's the logic. That's the problem. That's the logic.
Right.
But in the end, you still
There's
throw money away.
starving kids in Africa that don't even know what a computer is, and I've got the opportunity to spend this money on this game. Oh.
All right, everyone. Those of you who haven't finished shopping, good luck. I hope you find those gifts soon. And, all right, so I'm going to close up. I'm going to thank our hosts for taking the time out to chat today. I want to say thank you to Ham for joining us, even though we had to join him in breakfast. That was okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you, guys, but I'm glad you all were here to join me for breakfast.
Stryder, thank you very much for joining us, and also for posting those show notes as we went along, man.
It's always an adventure, and I had fun today.
Yeah, so did I. Good. All right, so finally, I want to thank you, the fans of MODSonair.com, and the subscribing members of ModsOnline.com for making this show possible. Check out all our old episodes on the website. And until next week, have fun gaming. Thanks for watching this week, and come back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern when we will broadcast another live show on Livestream. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com, and please consider subscribing to modsonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners. Alright, so if you're looking for some gifts, perhaps you should make one.
Hello and welcome back to the Ben Heck Show. In today's episode, we're going to be exploring new ways to keep you on the couch. In a past episode, we showed you how to make an automatic Xbox 360 disc changer to make it really easy to be lazy. In today's episode, we're going to continue the tradition and make another really lazy man's device. I mean, look at this Hot Pocket here. Hot Pocket! How am I supposed to eat a Hot Pocket and play video games? Right, you get this far, whatever. I just suppose it's easy.
It says here he ate about a year's worth of Hot Pockets making this episode.
Well. What's a person to do? So think about our device as doing this. Black Ops. Modern Warfare 10. Groovy.
So there's your gift idea. Make somebody one of these.
Leave my friends alone. Nice. Oh, please.
Eat me.
Hot
or you can also get your bacon products, as Stryder was pointing out.
Isn't that awesome?
Are you supposed to actually pick your teeth, or are you supposed to eat it? Are you supposed to brush your teeth or just eat it?
These are bacon flavored toothpicks.
Yeah.
And bacon flavored toothpaste. Whitening.
Teeth whitening version. Wow.
And a Mr. Bacon Gumby.
Mm-hmm. Not for eating.
No. And even smells like bacon.